Hi guys, it's Jen here, and I'm so excited to be on here and doing an art activity with you guys. Ideally, of course, it would be so awesome to all be together, and I miss you guys so much, we all do. But what's great about technology and phones and video is that we're able to do this and we're able to get these activities to you guys so you can do them at home. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and read a story, and then we're going to do a little art project together. Okay, so the interesting thing about this story is that there are no pictures. So this is a little story that I wrote, and I don't have any pictures for it yet. So that's your job, is to come up with your own drawings from this story. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about these things when I read the story, and then we're going to do this project, and you're going to get some supplies, and we're going to have a little fun with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The story is actually called The Story of the Worry Wobblers. Okay, so I'm going to get a little more comfortable here, and we're going to go ahead and read it. Okay, so the story starts a long, long time ago. In a very faraway land, there was a village with lots of little children. They were all ages, little itty bitty babies, all the way up to big kids. There were more kids than grown-ups even. There was something really special about this village. You see, nothing bad ever happened here. The kids ran free and happy from sunrise to sunset, laughing, playing, tumbling, and jumping all day, every day. Sounds pretty cool, right? Then, something really big happened. Over the mountains, from a far distant place, a storm was coming. The villagers did not know this, so they just kept on playing. But then it came. It was a huge, big, loud thunderstorm, a lot like the ones that you have seen. But what was different here was that these people had never seen one before. So they were really scared. They hid under beds and in closets until it passed. And it did finally pass. And the sun finally came back out again. The kids came out from their hiding places and tried to play again, but they were way too worried about it happening again. So they spent their days looking over their shoulders instead of tumbling and jumping like they used to. This went on for some time. But then one day, a boy and a girl from the village went to fetch some water for supper. They, of course, looked over their shoulders the whole time. They also had to pass a really scary cave that they did not like. It was dark, and it was scary, and it was cold. But on this particular day, as they ran past, the little girl tripped and fell right in front of the cave. But instead of getting right up and running away, something caught her eye. She looked deep into the cave, and she saw a bright light and bright color in there. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. At this point, the boy came to see what the girl was looking at the cave, and then he saw it too. They froze just peering into the cave as more and more colors started appearing. Beautiful, vibrant colors and patterns that seemed to glow in the dark. And then the colors began to take shape. They were actually little creatures and critters that had happy, sweet little smiles and kind eyes. They started to come out of the cave, cautiously at first, but then excitedly. The critters were so happy that the boy and girl found them. The boy and girl at the time didn't know what they had discovered was amazing and magical and beautiful and miraculous. They had no idea. You see, each of these little critters, which the boy and girl would find out were called Worry Wobblers, had a name on a tag around their neck. They were amazed to discover that they were the names of each boy and girl in the village. You see, each Worry Wobbler had a child in which they belonged to, and they had been waiting for a long, long time to find them. It was finally time for the Worry Wobblers to meet their special child. So each and every Worry Wobbler wobbled alongside of the boy and girl until they came to the village. They all were coming over the crest of the hill, bright little happy beings of every color, peering over the hill to find their child. The children stopped looking over their shoulders long enough to look up the hill and see the bright colors. They were amazed, and they couldn't help themselves. They all started climbing the hill to get a better look at these incredible, bright, happy little beings. And it was on this hill that the children met their very own Worry Wobbler for the very first time. The children soon learned that they could give their worries to the Worry Wobbler, and they would take them away forever. And from that day on, the children knew that their Worry Wobbler would take their worries away, and they realized that they would go back to playing and jumping and being happy again. And that's just what they did. Okay, so Worry Wobblers. What on earth do you think that they look like? What does yours look like? So let's pretend for a minute that you each have your very own Worry Wobbler. A little creature, a little critter that you can give your worries to, and they can take them away. Maybe they eat them. Maybe they just make them disappear. But that's what they do. They're going to take your worries away. Because there's a lot happening right now, right? Life's really looking different right now. And you guys aren't in school and you're home and you're wondering, what the heck? What's going on here? And there's a lot of worries probably you guys all have, So we tonight are going to create our own Worry Wobbler. Okay? So I have a list here of supplies that you're going to need. So I'm going to go over them really quickly, and then if you want, you can pause me and you can go and get these items. And then I'm going to tell you what to do with the art project. And then what I'd love for you guys to do afterwards, and I'll mention it again at the end here, is give them to your parents or your caregiver, and they can hopefully email it to us. And then we would love to maybe post it on our Facebook page. But you don't have to do that even. It can just be for you. Okay? So however you want, whatever you want to do. Okay? So here are the supplies we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Okay? So the first thing you guys are going to need, you're going to need paper. Okay? So it can be any size, any color, whatever strikes your fancy. All right? So you're going to get at least 2 pieces. I would probably get more. I do believe that there's no mistakes in art, but you might want to just try again. If you start something and you're not happy with it, you can go ahead and start again. Okay, so get some paper, and then you're going to want something to draw with. So that can be whatever you want it to be. It can be your favorite markers. It can be colored pencils. It can be paint if you have it. Whatever you want to use. It can be a combination of all these things. Okay, I really want you guys to take some time and create something wonderful. Okay, and then the last 2 things you're going to need scissors and you're going to need tape. Okay? So go ahead if you need to pause me and get these items, and then I'll go over what we're going to do. Okay? All right. So at this point, I'm hoping you paused me and you got all these materials. So I grabbed a few things myself. So I have some different colored paper. Okay. And then one of my favorite things to draw with, which I'm not sure if your parents or caregivers would let you do this, but I have Sharpies. All right. I know they can be dangerous. If you do end up using Sharpies ever, you always want to make sure you have at least 2 pieces of paper so it doesn't go through onto your table. Okay, but crayons are great. You can use crayons. I also have a pencil in case you want to draw it all out first, and then go over it with your materials, you know, however you want to do it. So the first thing I want you guys to do is I want you to think about your little critter. Something that could be goofy, it could be fun. Think about your favorite colors. Think about maybe the shape it would be. You want to think about all of those things, okay? You can pick your favorite color paper to have it be that color, or you could use, white, and then you could create your own color. You could just draw your own color in. However you want to do it. Like I always say, there's no right or wrong in art. So however you want it to be, okay? So I'm not going to draw an idea for a Worry Wobbler. So I'm just going to use a circle for the sake of this activity. And I think tonight I am in the mood for, let's see, I'm going to do green. Why not? I'm going to do green, okay? And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out the shape of what I think I want my Worry Wobbler to look like, okay? So I did it first with pencil, okay? And then I'm going to go over it with marker in this case. Okay, so what you can do is you can just see what I'm doing, and then you can turn me off, and then you can do the whole activity however long it takes you, and you can do it as many times as you want. Okay, so here I just drew a circle, okay, just as my example. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to make just a little face, okay? So it can be, maybe your Worry Wobbler is furry. Maybe it's got little points on it. However you want to do it. For the sake of this example, I'm just doing a little happy face. So you're going to draw out your Worry Wobbler, okay? And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut it out, okay? Now, if there's a lot of detail, like in this case, I did all this hair. For the sake of time, I'm just going to cut around the hair, but you can cut it as detailed as you want, okay? So I cut this out like this, so it's just a big circle, okay? So what you can do is you can detail it however you want. You can color the inside, you can make the head, and you can have also a body. It doesn't have to just be a head. You want to do the body as well. What does your Worry Wobbler's arms look like? Legs, feet, toes? Hey, whatever you want it to look like, okay? So you're going to decorate your Worry Wobbler with color, however you want to do it. You can use whatever materials you want. Maybe you have glitter. I'm not a big fan of glitter, believe it or not, because it can make a big mess. But hey, you know what? Art can be messy. So however you want, you can do sequins, you can do pom-poms, whatever you want. You want to decorate and color your Worry Wobbler whatever you want it to look like. Okay, this is your masterpiece. Okay, so after you've done this whole Worry Wobbler, what I want you to do, and this is where the tape comes in, which I was not prepared. I actually don't have tape right now. So I'm going to go grab that really quick. Oh, bad Jen, bad Jen. I'm coming. I got it. All right, so I did a no-no. I should have had all my supplies, so there we go. Now I have them. So what you want to do now is you want to get another piece of paper, and you're going to, I'll just use blue, and you're going to cut, what we're going to do is on the back of your Worry Wobbler, we're going to make a pocket. Okay, so depending on how big your Worry Wobbler is, I know here we have big rolls of, I just have a roll of paper, like plain paper. You could use that, and you could make a really big Worry Wobbler. You could do that too. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut, and depending on how big your Worry Wobbler is, you are going to cut a piece of paper. So in my case, mine's pretty small, and so I'm going to make sure that this is going to fit on the back. Okay, so here's my pocket. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and then this is when I use my tape. I'm going to get the tape off, and you can use double-sided tape too if you want. Okay, so you're going to put tape all around just 3 sides. So you want to make a pocket. Okay. You can use glue too if you want. You just want to make sure that you only do 3 sides. Okay. So if you can see here, I did 3 sides. So now there's a pocket here. All right. Wonder if any of you know what the point of the pocket is. If you remember in the story, remember the kids give their Worry Wobbler their worries. Okay? So the next job that you can do, that you have to do, is you want to take little pieces of paper. So you can use maybe your leftover from your pocket, or you can use another piece of paper, okay? And what you can do is just cut little pieces of paper like this, okay? Little pieces of paper. And the idea is, when you finish your Worry Wobbler, and it's all decorated and all ready to go, okay? I want you to find a special place to hang it or to put it. Maybe it's on your wall in your bedroom. Maybe it's in your closet. Maybe it's in a special drawer. Wherever you want it, you can put it next to your bed. All right? You can keep this Worry Wobbler with you. And you have all these little pieces of paper, and you can always add more. And when you're feeling worried about something, I want you to write your worries, okay? So maybe, let's think. So maybe I'm worried about what's happening, right? Why we're here. So maybe you can just write, maybe you're afraid of getting sick, or someone you love getting sick. So you can write that. You could even write just a word. Sick. Maybe this is a worry that you have. So what you're going to do is you're going to give it to your Worry Wobbler. You're going to go ahead and put it in that pocket. And your Worry Wobbler will take it away. Okay? So anytime you're feeling scared or nervous or any of those feelings, it could be anger. It could be feeling sad about your person who's no longer here. Any of those feelings that you just make you feel not great. Put them on the piece of paper, and you can let your Worry Wobbler take care of it. Okay? So, that is our art activity tonight. So, I would love to see what you've created. So if you wouldn't mind, it would be great if you could have your parent or caregiver take a picture of it and you can send it to us. We would love to see it. Okay, so I really hope that you enjoyed this activity. And like I said, we really miss you guys. Hope that you're all well. And I hope that this little activity brings you some joy. All right. Bye, guys.